Welcome back to Boats Plus, presented by Boater USA. Today, we're at SeaHunter Boats, joined by Mark.
How's it, guys? How's it going?
The first part we're going to check out is the SeaHunter showroom. They've got a few boats in here right now. Mark, what do we got going on in here?
So this is basically like our final prep area. This is our fully air-conditioned showroom. This is where we bring the clients in to do like the final walkthroughs on the boat, just to show them. If we have any new clients that want to come in here and check out models, we have all of our models in here normally. Right now we have a 38 catamaran, a 41 catamaran, and our new 30 Floridian. These boats are all in the final stages of prep and getting ready to go to the water for the final sea trial and actually get delivered to the customer. This is also where we throw all of our events as well. So if you look over here, we have our own bar. It's called the Rusty Gaff. So this stays fully stocked. Beer, wine, liquor. Anyone that's in here can come have a drink while they're checking out their boats. Water, all that good stuff. We also have some things on display as well. We have some upholstery chairs, some captain seats that clients can check out, pick their color scheme of what they want on the boat. And then over here we have our walls of all of our lighting that comes standard on all of our boats. It's all from Shadowcaster, so people can actually interfere with the lights. They can go on their Garmin MFD chart plotter, check everything out. We have our Dometic board, which does all of our digital switching, so clients can kind of get a feel of what they're going to get in their boat before they're even taking their boat delivery. So they can actually press buttons, move things around, and what you see here is exactly what would be in the SeaHunter. You have your switch panel here for all your engines, port engine, starboard engine, house load. So this is actually what would be in 30 Floridian or a 28 Floridian.
So do y'all walk people through like all of this stuff before they actually go onto the boat?
Correct.
So they don't mess anything up?
Yeah, just to show them, because all this stuff's kind of newer to a lot of folks. They're all used to just having regular toggle switches and stuff. So
this is so much now.
Exactly, there's so much now, and we still do actual switches for things you want to get to often. Obviously, this is stuff that we have here, so you're not going to have an open bar on your boat, but we have cool switches to, that you can actually see it happen in real time. Our boats also come with a remote, so if you're at your dock, you can actually power your boat on and then turn on some of your lights and stuff, all from the remote. And then over here we have the Garmin chart plotter, where they can also go through here and actually change colors, for the lights. Yeah, so it's all linked together. So what we're trying to do is basically get them used to what they're going to have in their boat, so they can come here and kind of play with it. Also, when they're laying their boat out, they can see different size units of what they'll actually look like in person. Just looking online and looking at pictures is kind of hard. When you're actually here in person, seeing it, it's a lot better. See how big the screen is. Like I have a lot of people like, oh, I want twin 24s until they actually see this thing.
How massive!
And then they're like, yeah, maybe we won't do 24s. We'll do 17s or 16s exactly. And then also we have the actual digital switch panels in here too. So like I said, it's just things to get used to before they actually take delivery of the boat. Pick and choosing items, and here before it even gets down the road. Each individual boat has their own boat icon. So 30 Floridian, 28, 41. So you'll actually have a silhouette of the boat in the background, and then this is where all of your switches are going to be, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool setup. And then over here we have just a board from Wet Sounds. We do all different kinds of installs here, no matter what brand it is, but our main install is Wet Sounds, and these are the new 0 series speakers. So again, they can play the music, they can see if they want 12-inch speakers, 8-inch speakers, 6.5.
See what they can really add as many as they want.
Yeah, there's really no limit. Yeah, we actually build boats from scratch, so they're custom from the ground up. Yep.
Very cool.
Yep.
Now let's go see how they're built.
Let's go.
This is the first step in building SeaHunter Boats. Mark, what's going on in this facility?
So basically where we're at now is our mold room. So this is where all the boats start out. All of our boats are all hand-laid construction from the ground up. Obviously we spray the color first, the first thing that goes in the mold. So as you see over here, we have a 39 that's already been skin coated, gel coated, and laid up. After this, we're gonna start putting in all the box stringer system inside there. And we actually do all of our fish boxes and our fuel tanks also in the mold. We foam inject it, and then we'll pull the boat out of the mold. So each boat will stay in the mold for about 30 days, which is what gives it a lot of the strength, is it's actually curing. It's all hand laid. Every single part is is hand laid, hand rolled. Obviously we use a lot of Kevlar. The whole boat has Kevlar construction in it. It's not just the keel, it's not just the transom. Whole boat's Kevlar, stringers are Kevlar, hardtop's Kevlar, everything's Kevlar. Everything has Kevlar in it.
Extra bit of strength.
Oh yeah.
So what is that like? How many layers of fiberglass is it about?
There's a lot. Yeah, as we're walking through the factory, I'll actually show you some core samples, and you can see how thick the transom is. Yeah, it's impressive.
SeaHunter boats are built to withstand anything.
Oh yeah. Obviously, before it gets to this stage, this is one of our molds being prepped. This is our 45 VTS. This is the largest monohull we build at the moment. So what we're doing here now is we're waxing the mold, getting it prepped and ready for a new boat to get laid inside of it. So every time we pull a boat out of the mold, we have to do mold maintenance. So what we're doing is waxing the whole mold to get it completely smooth and a smooth finish. So when you spray your gel coat, it pops easy and you don't have no blemishes.
Yeah. What is this tape? Is that a blemish in the mold?
No, so what that is that's how we get the molds to pop out the boat. So we'll inject compressed air into the bottom of it to pop this thing out of the mold. So without having that released, there's no way to get this out of the mold easily. It would actually try to pick the mold off the ground. So we inject compressed air in the bottom of it and we're able to pull it up. As you can tell, you know, how the size of this 45,
they're doing it by hand. That's gonna take a little while.
Yeah. You don't want to run an actual buffer on there. You want it all done by hand so you don't get any scratches inside of it. Like I said, this is our 45 VTS. As you can see, you know, these are 6 foot tall guys. This is a very, very large 45 foot boat. You can kind of get a scale of it when it's turned up on its side.
Exactly.
Yeah. Next to us,
it is too as well.
Yeah.
I mean,
oh yeah, it's got a huge Carolina flare in it. Like I said, this is our largest of our monohulls. Next to us here, we have a 41 CTS. In between our mold maintenance, we cover it with plastic. So after they prep that one, they're going to take this plastic, cover that one, and then we'll start laying up a 41. So after we prep it, we cover it in plastic so no fiberglass dust gets inside of it and it stays nice and smooth. Let's walk back to our 46 that we have on our side over here. So as you can tell, when I say we hand lay it, it's actually laid by hand. This is a 46 CTS being built. We've already sprayed the gel coat. We've already sprayed the skin coat. Now we're rolling extra laminates of fiberglass in there in Kevlar, and then we'll start doing our foam coring. This is actually our Kevlar. So when I say the whole boat's Kevlar, the entire boat is, I mean, you feel how heavy and thick that is. This is biaxial Kevlar matting. So the entire boat will get covered in that in every single location, and there's multiple layers of Kevlar. It's not just one layer. We're oscillating Kevlar fiberglass over and over and over and over, which gives us the strength. A very, very, very strong boat when we're done.
And so that biaxial, explain that. Like, what's the difference? Because there is triaxial.
Yeah. So with that material, it's like a Chinese finger trap. So when you pull on it, it gets tight in all directions. So as the boat's going through the water and as you know, you're putting stresses on that hull, that material is always staying stiff and not
staying straight every direction, not just one direction.
It allows the boat to flex, but not, you know, crack and break. So, you know, that is the Kevlar version of it. Obviously, a lot of boat companies just use regular fiberglass, which is great, but this is way stronger than fiberglass.
And it doesn't matter which way you lay it.
Correct.
It's all going to be.
Yeah. And most companies that do like an all Kevlar boat, they'll just put Kevlar. We're laying Kevlar over top of fiberglass, so we're doubling everything up. And that's on every model, from our 28 Floridian all the way up to our 46. Every boat's the same laminate schedule. They're all built very, very.
Some people, like the lower models, don't get that extra strength.
Correct.
Y'all take it all through the entire lineup.
Correct. So even whether you're buying our smallest boats or our largest boat, it's all the same hand-laid process, same foam ejection, same Kevlar matting. As you can see, it's a lot of Kevlar that goes inside this boat. So they'll actually start laying that on there, spraying it down with resin. We use vinyl ester resin, and they'll roll every single little air pocket out of that by hand, you know, just to make sure it's laid down properly.
All right, Mark, where are we at now?
So this is our mold room for all of our small parts. So all the consoles, fish box liners, live wool liners, it's all built in-house by us. If the part's on the boat, it's probably built by SeaHunter, just quality control.
Yeah.
All of our Kevlar construction and how great our hulls are laid up goes all the way down even to our fish boxes. So even though these fish boxes and rod lockers are just going to be a rod locker or a fish box, we still, they're all foam cored. Even though we foam inject behind it, we still foam core the box. It'll still get a layer of Kevlar inside of it. So like I said, everything that's on the boat, if it has any fiberglass on it, it 100% has Kevlar inside of it. Even down to our consoles, like, that console liner probably doesn't need to have Kevlar in it, but we put Kevlar in it, anyways.
The customer may not know it's there, but
yeah,
you know it's there.
Customers will never know, and most people don't know, but like I said, every single part has layers of Kevlar inside of it.
You care.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right, what's the next step?
So once the parts, pop out of here, these are all of our small parts. We're gonna walk into our caps and our hard tops. So inside here, this is where we do all of our top caps, which is what people see like where the rod holders are installed. That's called a top cap. These are where our top caps are at, and then our hard top liners are over here as well. As you can see there, he's doing some mold maintenance on that one, gonna get it waxed up to spray some gel coat inside of it and lay it up. Like I said, all the parts are built by hand, all hand laid, from the hulls all the way down to our small parts and our T-tops and everything.
These are the decks right over here laying up as well, right?
Yeah, so deck or liners, people call it both. Same thing. The molds are here. So we've already laminated this one completely. It's gonna cure there for a couple days, and we'll pull it out, and then we actually take these and we install them inside the boats in the mold, and then pull the boat out of the mold with the liner and everything already.
So it's
installed.
one piece when it comes out. You're not putting two pieces together.
Yeah, so that boat will stay in the mold for about 30 days. Get the fish boxes inside of it, the fuel tanks, the liner, foam injected, and then pull it out of the mold. That's why they're so strong and so rigid.
So y'all basically build the boat in the mold and then pull it out.
Yeah.
And it's really almost a completed boat.
Yeah.
At that point, you can throw it in the water and it's floating.
Yeah. Obviously all the wiring and stuff gets, installed down the line, but we try to get it as much done in the mold as possible, because the mold is what keeps everything straight and rigid.
Yeah.
So as you can see here, we're putting foam coring inside of it. Again, you probably don't need to put foam coring in there, but we do it anyways. So foam core top cap where the rod holders go, foam core where the bolsters are going to run to. The whole thing has foam coring all inside of it. Even though we foam inject everything afterwards, we still foam core every part of the boat. If you look at the liner over here, that's for a 38 CTS, and all that gold, that's all Kevlar. So you can see how much Kevlar has been put on, and you saw it in there when they were putting the first layer of Kevlar. That's more layers of Kevlar on top of what you saw getting put in the mold there.
That was the first layer.
That's the first layer, so that's even more layers on top of it. So when they're done laying that 46 in the mold, the end layer that you're going to see is going to be Kevlar. That's one of the last layers and the first layers that get put on. So here we have one of our fuel tanks. We actually use Schedule 80 1/4-inch thick aluminum, which is well over the industry standard. They are epoxy painted. So this fuel tank will get installed inside the boat. It'll get lagged into the stringers. It'll get laminated into the stringers, and we foam inject all the way around it. That basically ensures the tank can never move, never crack, never get rotted out. We have drains everywhere inside there. If any water ever does get inside there, it's protected. And all of our foam that we use is all closed cell foam. So any water that does get inside there, it simply just flows through the foam and drains out of the back of the boat. Our next spot that we're going to go into is we actually do our own welding and our own T-tops and our own towers. So I'm going to walk you guys into our welding department over here.
So So SeaHunter builds almost everything in-house, and we've come to the welding department. And Mark, what are they working on in here?
So basically inside here, this is where all of our metal comes from. So from our bow rails to our towers to our T-top frames, it all starts inside here. We use Schedule 80 1/4-inch thick aluminum piping on every single thing.
Wow.
So as you can see how thick the walls are in our pipe work, I mean, just feel how heavy that one pipe is. So again, double the industry standard. Most people don't even use Schedule 80, they use Schedule 40, and they use 1/8-inch thick aluminum. That's why I see a lot of cracking on boats that are ran hard.
Yeah.
You know, everything we use is all Schedule 80 1/4-inch thick.
You just look and see every pipe here.
Yeah,
he's not lying. Every pipe here.
Every size pipe. There isn't one that's going to be 1/8-inch thick. Even our flat bar is all going to be 1/2-inch or 1/2-inch thick aluminum, 1/4-inch thick aluminum.
So when you think a SeaHunter is heavy, it's heavy for a reason.
For a reason.
It's built
Yeah.
solid.
Yeah, we just know that people are going to go out here with these fishing boats, you know, fish these tournaments. You know, when you have all that money on the line and it's blowing, you know, 15, 20 knots, you're fishing that tournament no matter what. So all of our pipe work comes in. There's 2 different pipes we order. There's anodized piping, which is going to be your silver shiny pipe that has a hard anodized coating over top of it, so you're not going to get any of that pitting as easy as you would get. And then obviously boats that choose powder coating, we have the already sandblasted pipe for that. We actually do our own powder coating in-house too, which I'll show you guys later. But basically inside here, you know, you see all of our jigs we have. We have a mold for every one of our consoles. So as we're doing our pipe work, we have a mold that goes with that model of boat, and that's how they fit the pipe work.
They basically build it around this mold, and so it's right.
Every single time, because that's the plug that we use to build the mold. So that's the first piece that is what's making every other piece on the property. So as you can see behind you, we have a hard top. A T-top frame. This looks like it's for a 28 Floridian. And then we also have an upper station backrest. So we do a lot of those stand-through upper driving stations. So that's the backrest.
People like that on those 28-footers.
Exactly. As you can see, the finish on this has already been bead blasted and ready for powder coating. So from this stage, we'll acid dip this whole thing, get it completely clean and clear, and then we spray the powder coating over it and then put it in the oven.
And are y'all hand welding?
Yeah, everything's hand welded.
Hey, I want y'all to check out the welding job that they do on these. These are some experts right here.
Very talented welders that work for us. Yeah, all hand welded, no machines. You can see the guy right over there. Obviously, don't look directly into it, but you know he's laying some dimes over there now.
And so that's one that they're fitting onto.
Yeah, so we'll walk back there. Now. So this is a boat that we're doing a tower for. This is Danny. He's our head welder. He runs the whole welding department. So as you see here, we actually have a jig set up. So the jig is what keeps everything in its place while we're getting it welded. As you weld, you're doing heat cycles to the aluminum. So the aluminum wants to move around. So we bolt the pipe work into the jig, and then we're able to weld it so it doesn't move afterwards. Here we have a leaning post. This is one of the plugs. So they're actually test fitting the ladder backs that are going to be on the back of the boat to walk up into the tower. You can actually see some completed one over here. So that's how it's going to look after he's done with it. It has the rod racks already on it. It has everything ready to go. And we basically bubble wrap it here, and then it goes into the factory to get installed on the boat.
So somebody in the factory will
come over here and grab it, and then install it. Yeah.
Okay, so their job is
once it's bubble wrapped, they're done. Yep. Yeah, well, they're done.
And what are these? Right, these are
just hard tops. Yeah, these are just hard tops we have here. Yeah, we always test fit everything we do. So after they tack weld everything up, we'll lift the hard top up, make sure everything lines up where it's supposed to. There's predetermined holes already where the pipe work should fit up. If it doesn't fit, then that's why we do it while it's tacked together, because you can still break the little weld and remove and move it to where you need to put it, and then weld your actual thick welds on it afterwards. These are just all jigs over here for different various models of boats that we have.
Y'all have everything out here.
Yeah. Like I said, we try to do as much as we can in-house because we have complete control over the quality. The pipe that we order is all, US-based pipe. It's just everything that we do here, we have complete control over. So outsourcing it, which a lot of companies do, is great sometimes, and sometimes it's not. You know, we control everything. You know, right here at the factory.
Oh, this one didn't work. We put it on the boat out there. It didn't actually work right.
Yeah.
I'll just send it back over to the weld shop. It isn't.
Well, also we can also check the quality of pipe. You know, we're buying the raw pipe straight from the extruder, so we can look at the quality. If it's something that we don't like, we call them and say, hey, let's not use that. So, you know, you have a lot better quality control when you are doing it in-house.
Like you said, with this hardcore fishing, that quality control is paramount in it.
Yeah, and not only that, I mean, once you add everything on that hard top, you know, radar, lights, tower, you know, you're adding thousands of pounds up there, so you're supporting that, you know, and just driving this boat at 50 miles an hour through heavy seas. It's got to be very, very strong. Yep.
So they won't do any of like the hard top for like somebody wears a radar or anything. They won't go ahead and pre-drill it.
No, so that's all going to be done inside the factory, which I'll show you guys now. Like I said, every boat's built from scratch, so there might be some things on the hard top that, you know, the radar won't be in the same spot on every single boat. Yep. So that's when our guys at the factory will lay out everything on the hard top, drill the holes, and install everything there. So here we have a couple forward seating. We do offer forward seating options. There's two different ones. You can do the aluminum seating that you can remove, which is really popular because we also offer a second one, which is fiberglass installed. Yep. Obviously that's permanent, a lot harder to fish the bow of the boat. So a lot of our customers choose to do the seating that you can just simply pull pins on and remove. And as you can tell, even though it's Schedule 80, it's still, you know, pretty light. You can still move that.
But I mean,
you can still move that easily by yourself and take it out of the boat. You know, it's not hard to do. This is anodized piping. As you can tell, it's got the shiny finish on it.
So that's ready to go on.
That's ready to go on down on the boat. And then this is the media blasted one. That one's going to go to our powder coating section to get powder coated, color matched to the client's choice.
So we've moved from the lamination facility to the assembly line where they will finish out at the end of here. So Mark, where are we at?
So right here we have a 41 CTS already been popped out of the mold. If you want to get up inside and walk, you know, we have our liner inside of it and all of our boxes. And you were asking about the lamination, just to give you a
how thick it is.
That's just the overlay on the back side of the boat. So that's all Kevlar layers and fiberglass layers.
Oh, you can see the Kevlar.
You can actually see the stacked lamination inside there. And then that's the transom thickness there. I mean, they are incredibly thick and incredibly strong. As you can see inside here, this is all Kevlar, all wrapped Kevlar. Everywhere.
It gets that gold tone to it.
Correct, yes. Kevlar has that gold tone to it. Anywhere where we do any bulkhead fittings or anywhere where you're fiberglassing something to another part, it always has at least one layer of Kevlar on top of other fiberglass laminates. So as you walk inside here, you see that, you know, the boat's already been completely foam injected. All the fish boxes are inside of it, the fuel tank's inside of it. We lay down this blue tarp, you know, as we're doing the boat assembly, just to keep things as clean as possible. You know, the boat building process is very, very dirty, and a lot of stuff and a lot of people climb on this boat.
So this is just came out of the mold base. Or not just came out of the mold, but it came out looking like this.
It came out looking like this. We're going to put it on the assembly line, and then from here, the next step will be motors, and then from there on out, you'll start getting the console put on there, the T-top, you know, and as the boat rolls through, we're doing miscellaneous plumbing, wiring, stuff like that. As you can see, our liner is bonded chemically, and then we also through bolt everything all the way down. So even our liner to our hull is through bolted and then chemically bonded together and foam injected inside of there. Wow. So what you're seeing, these black caps, this is where we drill holes to foam inject it. That's why if you ever touch the side of a SeaHunter, it sounds like it's concrete. There's no dead space of air inside there.
And how do y'all do that? How do y'all make sure the foam like fills the space completely?
So it's just years of knowing how to pour the foam. So when you pour that foam in there, it expands up to 20 times the amount that you're spraying in there. So we have a couple guys that have been trained, and they know how many seconds to pour in each hole, and it's just down to a science. We're not spraying foam today, but I've seen the guy put the foam in there, and when he pulls the nozzle out, in about 15 seconds, you'll see the foam come to the very top and stop. He just has it down to a science.
What are they doing over there now that?
Over there, it looks like they're laying some laminate on the stringer system inside there.
Like you were saying, that extra protection.
Yeah.
This boat feels It is a massive boat, but even with nothing on it.
Yeah, when you have no console and no hardtop, I mean, it's just a massive dance floor. I mean,
even these fish boxes, I mean, they are massive.
All of our models are, you know, just big as they are compared to other boat brands. So, you know, this 41 is the size of most people's 43, 44 foot boats. Yeah. Obviously, length overall not, but you know, dead rise is bigger. You know, they're wider.
They'll carry it through the entire length of the boat.
Through, that's why cats have been so popular with guys that fish, because you're getting that beam from the bow all the way to the stern. Whereas a monohull, you know, it kind of tapers to the back a little bit. So when you're fishing the back of the boat, it's a lot more narrower than a cat. You know, you're getting that full 12-foot beam in the back of this boat. So it's just crazy amount of fishing area.
Exactly. And you can be over there, I can be over here, and somebody's up front too.
Yeah.
Damn.
And as you see down here, we've already installed our pump box. This is one of the standard things we do on our catamarans is we have a pressurized pump box system. Being that we have 2 live wells, we have a backup live well system as well. So if you ever lose a live well pump in the middle of the tournament, you have a backup pump sitting inside that box, and it's always pressurized, so you don't have any airlock issues. You know, most of the time when people are buying these big catamarans, they're going to be hardcore fishing. Yeah. So that's one of our standard items in our catamarans.
It's always cool to see the boat, see under the boat that you don't see all the time. You know, the wiring, the plumbing. So once the consoles come out of the mold, they come here for finishing, and Mark, explain what they're doing in this section.
Yeah, so as you can see here, this is after we pop the consoles out of the mold. They'll come over here and get completely sanded, 1 layer of paint over there, you know, just get them polished up and ready to get installed in the boats. We also have our hard tops over here as well. And after they're done with this section here, you can see them laid out over here. This is after we've finished them off, sanding them down. They'll get 1 final buffing stage here, and then from here they go and actually get it installed on the boat.
Now see, what is he doing? That looks like some kind of paint or something that he's doing on that console?
Yeah, so on the side, you know, as you can tell on that shape, there'd be no way to pull that out of a mold in that shape, so it's actually 2 pieces. Okay. So what he's doing is he's already fiberglassed that seam, and now he's laying structural Bondo over that, and then we'll paint over top of that. So it's a seamless look after it's done.
Don't see that.
Yeah, so that's the same console you're looking at, and you can't tell that there's a seam
right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's how it looks like it came out of the mold like that, but it actually didn't, because the way that this thing's shaped, there's no way you can ever pull it out of a mold. You have to make it into 2 pieces. So everything that we design and do, you know, it all comes down to the R&D department, which is behind you there, behind that wall. No one's allowed back there, except a couple people that work here.
Top secret.
Top secret. It's just, you know, it's just where we do all of our new boats. You know, all of our new models will start out in that room. That's where all of our CAD drawings are. That's where we do all the 5-axis routering, all the tooling. There's 2 new models being done in there right now. So
y'all get a little sneak peek. There are 2 models coming to SeaHunter.
A sneak peek of the wall that's in front of it. But yes, there is 2 models back there that we're doing. Again, you know, you'll see that at a boat show, or we'll invite you guys back down for a walkthrough video on those.
For sure.
Yeah, you can actually see the seam right there. See it? That's the 2 parts.
That's the cut.
That's the fiberglass seam that he's covering up.
And that's crazy. That I mean, if you hadn't told me that,
no
I would have
knows.
thought this somehow came out as 1 part.
No,
These look like hatches, Mark, and would I be correct in saying that's what these are?
Yeah, so over here we're doing some hatch prep work. For those of you that haven't been on a SeaHunter, all of our hatches have carbon fiber on the bottom of them. A lot of people think it's a sticker. It's not. It's hand-laid carbon fiber. And what we're doing is we're painting the edges with black gel coat to match that carbon fiber look. And then after they're done, they'll have this kind of look to them. So that is real carbon fiber. This is for a 30 Floridian. So this is how it's going to look after it's done. And this is all hand-laid, real carbon fiber.
Kevlar on the whole, carbon fiber in the
There's Kevlar in here as well. And then as you can tell, for a hatch, it's pretty light.
Yeah.
I
mean, it
takes a lot of weight out of there by using carbon fiber and Kevlar. And this thing's completely foam cored and foam injected too, so it's well insulated as well.
So all the boxes on the SeaHunter boats are
every box,
insulated.
Correct, yes. Since we foam inject the boat, even though it's not considered a fish box, every box in the boat will hold fish as well as a fish box because the whole thing is foam injected. So if it's inside the deck, below the deck line, it's completely foam injected all the way around there. So even our massive rod lockers, you can technically use as a fish box if you wanted to because it is fully foam injected.
And y'all make y'all's own rocket launchers.
Yeah, so again, you know, a lot of people just buy these from other companies. We actually have a mold for our rocket launchers. This is our XL rocket launcher. This is what's going to go normally on a 45, a 46, or a 41 cat.
The hardcore fishing.
The hardcore fishing boats. As you can tell, there's 10 rod holders in here, and then you'll have 2 cup holders. And this is where the big rocket launcher pedestal goes in the middle. So,
and then you'll show us the wingman one too. That goes
we'll show the wingman inside as well. Another cool fun fact that a lot of people have thought that they're plastic, but I promise we don't use any plastic through-hull fittings. We actually have molds for our through-hull fittings for our boats. So you probably never noticed it, but like our clamshell for our anchor locker drain, that's a mold that we have that we custom paint. And then this is our bilge pump output.
Yo, so that's a mold.
That's a mold that's actually fiberglass that we paint match to the hull. So you lose it in the hull. You don't see these big ugly silver holes all on the side of the hull, and then you don't get that ugly stain of a drip in 4 to 5 years that you see on every boat because they're using a stainless steel fitting that's just dripping rust on the side of the hull. So every boat you see there, now that I pointed it out, you'll probably notice it.
See,
they're
like
all
right
color.
here,
They're all color matched. And a lot of people think that they're plastic, but it's actually a fiberglass mold that we build our own.
Just a small little details that y'all
small
do
details.
In the boat.
I can actually probably show you one.
When does that go into the hull itself? Like when they're lamination stage?
Yeah, so once they start doing the plumbing for the live well system and the plumbing for the bilge pumps is when they install them. And since we color match them, we'll have them in bags for the color of the hull already on the front of the boat. So if you see over here,
in the bag.
So that's how it looks when it's done. It's an actual solid piece of very, very strong fiberglass color match to the hull.
You see how thick the little mold is.
Yeah.
I mean,
so this is what we actually install in the hull permanently with Plexus, and then we permanently glue the hose onto this. Wow. So it's basically a permanent through-hull fitting. Yeah. A lot of people think that we just spray plastic, but it's not. Again, it's the SeaHunter
fiberglass.
The SeaHunter build quality goes throughout the whole boat.
All right, we're back on the main assembly line where they start to mount the engines. And Mark, let's
so as you can tell, as you get from the back of the building and move your way forward, we kind of have a flow going on. You actually see signs on the wall, station 3, station 4, so we have them broke down into stations. So this is the decking station. As you move up forward into station number 4, this is going to be engine prep. So this is where the engines get mounted to the transom. And get all the rigging for the motors will all get installed here. This is a 41 CTS that we're doing quad 400 V10s on. As you can see, we've already hung the motors on there. And then over here is that 45 VTS.
Big one.
This one's getting prepped to hang the engines on there. After they're done with the cap, they're going to mount the motors on that one.
And how many lines? You'll have 3 or 4 lines?
Yeah, we have 3 or 4 lines. We kind of move them around as boats come through there. Sometimes we have 4 deep, sometimes we have 3 deep. If we're working on a couple new models and stuff, we'll move things around. That's a new model over there. No one even knows about that one yet. So you guys will be seeing that one very soon come into a boat show near you. As we walk our way down here, it'll be this year.
All right, we'll see you there.
It'll be this year. This is a 46 CTS that we're working on.
Quad 450.
Yep, quad 450 Yamaha XTOs. It's gotten a lot of the electrical stuff already inside there. Like I said, as it moves out of station 4, you get into station number 5, which is going to be your internal assembly. That's where we start wiring everything together.
This is
the top cap that's been flipped over. So this actually will get installed back there where we were at.
Okay.
We're just doing all of our rigging for the undergunnel lighting. We do standard undergunnel lighting in all of our boats, so it's a lot easier to flip it upside down and do it here. So it's nice and perfect and straight. It's all tie wrapped together. Just makes
so it'll come from here. So the cap comes in right here, and then it'll go back there.
It'll get lifted up
right here,
and then get capped over there. Yep. And then also we do a lot of our plumbing attachments as well. This is the cap for a catamaran. You can tell it's got the pitch bait live well in there as well. So that's what that little small live well is. So we'll do a lot of the plumbing inside here and then flip it over and then actually mount it on the boat over there. And as you can see, it's foam core everywhere. Again, you don't probably have to foam core live well, but extra strength, extra.
Now what is this, like the white? So
this is all Joko, yeah. Okay. That's all white Joko. That's basically spots that you're going to see when you look underneath the gunnel.
Okay.
So we paint the spots that you see and then spots that you don't see, just a waste of material to paint it, there's no reason. And a lot of times you actually don't want to paint a lot of the spots because you actually bond this cap into the boat. So you don't want to ever bond on top of paint, because what you're doing is you're bonding on top of the paint and then you're relying on the paint to stick to the material. So you want raw, unfinished material before you actually glue it together. It'll bond to the material, not to the paint. So you're only painting what you're going to physically see under the bottom of the cap. So as we move down the line, you're going to get into station 6. This is where we start doing all of our T-top installation, our pipe work, a lot more internal rigging, plumbing, electrical systems. Once you're getting down to this line, they're getting a lot closer to going into the showroom that we were just at.
When will the console be?
So console is where you get laid on here. A lot of the times we'll actually pre-rig the console on the floor, get everything on there, and then mount it on the boat afterwards. We always do a test fit of the console before we install anything on there. So that's what they're doing here. They're actually test fitting it on this 35 SeaHunter. This one has quad 400 V10s. I'm sorry, triple 400 V10s. This is one of our first boats that we're doing the Seakeeper ride on the bigger style boats. We've done it in the past on smaller ones, but we're actually fitting the Seakeeper ride here. It's actually cool. You can see it getting installed. These are the guys from actual Seakeeper ride here doing the install on the first model. Yeah.
So if you want a Seakeeper ride on your 35 or bigger,
it's coming.
It's coming.
It's coming.
They're here working on it.
Yeah. Our boats are a lot heavier and a lot bigger than normal size boats, so we're doing kind of like a tester, to see how it runs. But from all the data we got from our 31, it ran really good. So we're really excited about how
this one's going to be the one that goes out and gets tested on the sea trial to really kind of calibrate it.
Correct. Yeah. If it works good on this model and it gets the roll reduction that Seakeeper Ride wants to see, then we'll start offering that down the line going forward.
Now, what is it? They're marking spots right here that need, before it heads out the door, that need to be
these are just little imperfections or little scratches that we found down the line. Down there, we'll do the final prep of the hull sides. We'll do a full wet sand, compound, and polish. And then in the showroom is when we do actually the final detail. Yeah, so once it leaves inside here and we wash the boat outside, get all the fiberglass dust off of it, it goes inside that showroom and gets its final polish, its final wax. And then from there, it heads down to our marina and the Florida Keys. And that's where we do our actual delivery. I hand deliver every boat to every customer. So I spend, a whole day with the customer, go through the boat from bow to stern, go over engine systems, I go over plumbing, electrical. Basically, I start on the boat as if you've never been a boater before, just going over everything.
So what if somebody does want it to, say they're up in the Northeast or somewhere, would they come down here and take it from there, or would you go up there and deliver it to them?
So normally what we have them do is they'll fly down here, do the final sea trial. I'll go through the entire boat with the customer, and then we'll ship the boat up there to them, and then that's what they.
So they can't have it delivered to them, but you're still going to wall them through it.
Yeah, we have boats shipped all over the U.S., all over the world. We do a lot of boats over. We just sent 2 boats to South Africa. We sent boats to Spain, to Mexico. So we send boats worldwide.
SeaHunter's worldwide.
Yeah, we're officially worldwide everywhere now. So this is one of those pipe works you saw in the welding department.
Yep.
It's actually already installed the 2 side pipes. That's what holds up the sides of the T-top. And then this is what's going to be the ladder back. This is what's going to go on the back side of the T-top. Yep. So all of our boats are already pre-assembled if you want to add a tower down the line, which is really cool.
Oh, okay.
A lot of companies don't offer that. So if you purchase a boat and you want to add a tower, it takes a lot of moving around and re-welding, whereas we already have a ladder back no matter what. So if that client wants to ever add a tower and he already has his ladder back on there, he can order the tower from our service department and we can actually build a tower and just go to the boat and bolt it on. Yeah, so all of our boats are essentially tower ready, as long as they have that ladder back.
Yeah, so they're going back to the factory and getting things moved around and taking the boat out for a long time to get it refitted. It's just Mark, I want a tower.
Yeah, so it makes it easy on us to do it.
And now it looks like this one right here has got a powder coated.
Yeah, so
on it.
this customer wanted to do powder coating. Again, like I said, we do a lot of our in-house stuff ourselves. We actually have our own powder coating department, which is in the corner over here. So all those raw pipes that you saw in the welding department, you're gonna see them over here getting prepped. We offer any color that's on the all grip color chart, so customers can completely choose whatever color they want. Some people do black, white, you know, you can do Yamaha gray to match the motors, you can do like a light gray to match the hull. You know, it's very dependent on what the client wants to do.
Full customization.
Full customization, like I said, from the ground up. So as you see here, these are the pipes that have already been prepped. This is where we actually spray it. I'm not sure if you guys know how powder coating works, but you essentially electrically charge the paint and you have a positive and a ground. So you ground out the pipe work and then you spray the powder coating through the gun, and it comes out as a dry powder. It's actually not wet at all. It comes out as a powdery dry substance, and it'll stick to the pipe work because you have two different electrons going through there. And then once you spray the pipe work, it goes into that big bake oven right there.
Okay.
So that'll actually bake the paint onto the pipe work.
So that's why the powder coating is a better paint.
Yeah.
Because it's
you're actually
bonding
it on there with the charge from the machine, and then the powder will stay powdery until you bake it in the oven. So you have to put it in that oven and bake it until the powder melts and gets hard.
How hot is this oven right here?
It'll get up to about 400 degrees.
Okay.
So it depends on how thick the paint is or what we're spraying. Everything is predetermined from the powder coating paint company. So it'll tell you what what to put it on, how long to bake it for, how many mils you're going to spray the paint. You know, all that is taken.
How do you adjust that? How do the mils work?
It's all done out of the gun, so you can actually control the screen, and it'll predetermine how much spray it's spraying. And then obviously you need someone that knows what they're doing. So the guy we have here has been powder coating for 10 plus years, so he just gauges it on how quick he's moving. Yeah, this is all welding, these are people that have been doing this for decades. So these are ones that have been already sprayed. They just come over here and they're waiting to get installed on the boat. So after they get out of the oven, they're all pre-named already for the customers that are going to. So the crane will come over, we'll grab it with a forklift first and then put it on one of the cranes, and then that's where they install it over there on the assembly line. And as you see here, we have a 28 Floridian. I've already prepped that boat, ran the boat, went to the water one time. We actually water test every boat. We bring it back to the factory, knock out whatever lists on the boat that we find that didn't work or what have you. And then from here, it's going to go down to our marina where I run the boat again a second time. And then that's when I do the final prep and delivery with the customer. So this is basically, a finished boat. Yep. This one has a twin 400 V10s.
With the power
becoming a very popular option on the 28.
Those 400s?
Yeah, it's like a 74, 75 mile an hour boat.
What are you seeing more of, Mercuries or Yamahas on your
I'm starting to see a lot more of the Mercuries just because they're a quieter motor, they're a little bit lighter.
Yep.
On our larger boats, we gear more toward the 450 Yamaha just for the extra weight and the torque. When you're building a large, heavy boat, torque is king.
Yep.
Horsepower doesn't really come into play. You want good low-end torque. When you load that boat down with 900 gallons of fuel, all your fishing gear, all the people on the boat, you want to be able to get out of the hole quickly, not be sluggish.
That's why the 46s and
that's why you see a lot more of the bigger 450s, yeah.
And then the 35s, and
you get more of those.
You see of Mercury on.
Yeah.
Now, the upholstery, can people customize this upholstery a little bit?
Exactly. So when we're doing the boat process and we're building it, we have a full upholstery sheet that we sit down with the client and give them 3 color choices. You can color choice there's 2 different color choices. You have your front face is one choice.
Yep.
Secondary is another. The third one is going to be the piping color, and then the fourth is going to be the stitching.
Okay.
So you can customize all 4 of those color choices and put it wherever you want on the boat. And then on top of that, you have diamond pattern, hexagon pattern. It's whatever you want.
So many options.
There's so many options. Yeah. Building a boat's almost like building a house from scratch. You take everything down to the knobs on the cabinet. So very similar to a boat. How we do it. You know, when we say we're a custom builder, we're truly a custom builder from scratch.
Full custom, not semi-custom.
Yeah, no, it's
full custom.
I mean, there's obviously a couple things you can't change, like placement of the consoles and stuff that we've predetermined as a company. But when it comes to like small details and stuff, you know, that's all.
Like how many rod holders?
Yeah, that's all that
that's
stuff. A blank canvas. You start from scratch. If you guys want to walk over here, I'll walk you on one of the 41s that are in their final prep stages. This is a boat that's already had the hard top installed on it. T-top's been installed on it. A lot of the rigging's already been put inside the boat. As you can see here, this is where we do a lot of our console assembly. This is where we're spray foaming. This is a forward lounge sheet, which is also a cooler. So you can see we actually spray inject it with foam and cover it with foam. So the drinks can stay cool.
The rod holders, what do y'all use for rod holders?
We use Jim Luck's rod holders for everything. Yep.
So what about the console? Can people get more rod holders at, or that's pretty standard number?
Yeah, this is completely, it's up to the client. They can put as many rod holders as they want here. Obviously, you want to keep your spacing down, you know, and that's where I kind of come into play. You know, when people are building boats, you know, they just want to go crazy, install everything, and I come in there and be like, hey, you know, this works, this is what doesn't work. You know, I try to steer them in the right direction, but ultimately, you know, you can put whatever you want on the boat.
Yeah, you don't want to put a rod holder here and here, and you
exactly.
You can only use one of them, so why'd you put the other one?
So this is a 41 CTS. It's got quad 450 Yamahas. So let's walk up inside of it.
Custom paint the Yamahas as well?
Yeah, so these are factory painted white pearl from Yamaha. Again, you can custom paint the engines.
So we've hopped on a 41 CTS, just finishing, about to roll out the door. And Mark, you want to walk us through?
Yeah, so this is like our final stages of prep work. You know, this is where we do our final electrical installs, you know, running of cables, speaker installs. We already have the console on, we already have the leaning post on. This particular boat is getting dual row seating. After it leaves this station, we do most of our upholstery installs inside the showroom because it's nice and clean, and you don't want to have any issues on the upholstery. So this boat will have 6 captain's chairs installed inside of it, and then obviously all the bolsters that cover the edges of the boat. We've already installed the electronics already in here. Okay. So as you can see, this one got triple 8616s on the dash. Already has all the joystick controls, has everything already rigged up in the console.
And so will this be a hinge on there as well?
Yeah, so what we do with this, this is a lot better than having a hinge because you can remove it, and then there's a magnetic holder in the console. Okay. So when you remove this off the dashboard, you can put this inside the console and go use the boat, and you're not having to constantly open and close the glass, or it kind of gets annoying throughout the day. Yeah. And then obviously having it see-through, not only can people see what's inside there and possibly you have a theft issue, but this also blocks a lot of the sun out. So now you're not having to put all these sun covers on there. Yeah. When you're done with the boat and you get back to your dock, you simply just take this out of the console, put it back on here, and you're done, and you lock it so no one can look at anything, no sun's getting damaged inside there. It's a much better setup.
Protect all those expensive electronics these days.
Yeah. So as we walk our way to the bow, we have our forward lounge chair. Again, this is all going to get upholstery on it. We try to do all the upholstery once it gets inside the showroom. This boat's getting twin 108 Rodan trolling motors, so we already got the C-swivel brackets already on there.
Is that a popular option?
Very popular option, especially on the guys that fish the West Coast. Anyone that's predominantly bottom fishing, these offshore trolling motors are becoming so popular because you can get out there, set your trolling motor in the water, hit spot lock, and then turn your engines off. Yeah. So you're saving all those idling hours on your engines. When we get these boats in on trade, that have over 1,000 hours on them, most of those hours are at idle. Yeah. So we'll pull that report of 1,000 hours and 700 of them as at dead idle. So what these trolling motors are doing is taking a lot of that wear and tear and hours off the engine just by throwing them in the water and hitting a button.
It's crazy how far they've come. I mean, like you said, 108
It's 108 inch, and you're doing 2 of them. So 2 batteries, 2 trolling motors, 2 charging systems. So
yeah, so on a catamaran style, you put two on there because you'll have one spin around. It might not have time.
So they'll actually work with each other. And when you hit the spot lock, you know, you're spreading the load out under two of them.
Yeah.
You know, one technically would hold a boat this big, but it's not going to hold it once it gets any wind or anything like that. So, you know, this is a 25,000-pound boat, so you're going to need two trolling motors to hold it. Absolutely. And having these mounts just makes it easier to mount them. You can mount the trolling motor here, spin it when you're done, and then go down the gunnel. You're not having to put them out in the bow. So a lot of catamarans, you'll see the bow mounted ones out here. You have to loose the cleats, make some crazy mounting bracket. But the worst part is you have to actually climb on top of this offshore to deploy the trolling motor, which is dangerous. So having those brackets makes it a lot easier. You deploy it from inside the boat. Another option, which is pretty cool, it's become very popular. It's called the Wingman. That's what we trademarked it. So we actually have a small rocket launcher that goes up here. It has a little battle saddle with a rod holder in the middle with two more rod holders in it. So if you're kite fishing or bottom fishing or whatever, you can actually fish the bow of the boat and the stern of the boat. So you can go complete beam C, fly two kites out of the bow, fly some kites out of the stern, and have a full spread between the bow and the stern of the boat. Yeah, covering all this area across the whole platform.
That's a good use of like this, like I said, the catamarans have such a massive bow that I guess that's what allows y'all to do that now.
Correct.
With the Wingman. Yeah. Because of this massive.
Yeah, you just have so much fishing room up here, and also cats also drift a lot better than monohulls do. You don't get the rocking and rolling. Yep. That's why you don't really see a lot of Seakeeper gyros and catamarans, because you honestly don't really need them. You know, they're just so stable as they are. You know, as it is. That's why it's such a great fishing platform.
Do y'all offer? I mean, y'all have such heavy boats and they're well built, but is that something y'all offer on like the 45s?
Yeah, absolutely. So on all of our monohulls, they're all Seakeeper compatible from the 28 all the way up to our 46 cat actually. So I've installed gyros in the 46 catamaran with big gap towers. I feel like you don't really need them until you put a big gap tower on there. Anytime you raise the center of gravity, the boat's going to rock more. Yeah. So doing the gyros on the catamarans with a big gap tower is beneficial. With no tower, it doesn't really do much of a difference. You know, you're getting maybe 20% roll reduction. You definitely feel a difference, but it's not like those staggering 85, numbers you see the monohull. Yeah, like on our 33, if you put a Seakeeper gyro in that, you're going to get 92% roll reduction.
That's crazy.
I mean, it is absolutely insane. So on the monohulls, you definitely see that a lot better than you do on the catamarans. So we have a 33 over here with triple 300 V8s. Next to it, we have a 39 with a triple 450 Yamahas. And then next to that, we have another 33 with triple 300 V8s. Again, these are all in the final stages, getting upholstery installed. It'll go out the door and then get finished out in the showroom, and then ultimately go to the water.
And direct to the customer.
Correct. Yep.
So we're back in the showroom, and Mark, it looks like something else appeared in here.
A boat appeared in here, yeah. So we were in here 45 minutes ago and there's only 3, now we have 4. So again, this is where the boat comes in for its final prep work. As you can tell, this boat's already had all the upholstery installed in it. It has isinglass. It's been, on there for probably 15 minutes. It still has the plastic wrap on there. So again, everything gets brought inside here. We do one final systems check on the boat, electrical systems, make sure everything's good. And then from here, it'll go to the water. And that's where I do the sea trial on the boat, make sure it performs properly. RPMs are good, engine height's good. Obviously, we check all the plumbing. Just go through the whole systems check of the boat. This is a really good client of ours. This is actually Patrick Gallagher's boat. He's owned multiple SeaHunters. He has a 41 cat, and this is also a 28, so he has a matching 28 for his 41.
Customers for life.
Customers for life. So a lot of our clients we have are repeat customers.
They start out at the 28, and now they're
move their way up,
and
then every 3 to 4 years they buy new boats from us. We're a very tight knit family, so we actually are with these clients from start to finish. We bring them out to dinner.
Because y'all are more direct sales, or
yeah. So we have no dealers. We're direct sales straight through the factory. So if you want a boat, you come to us. That's why you
come
get
see Mark and
come see Mark. Come see anyone. Any one of our salespeople are great. That just gets a lot better experience. Going to a dealer, dealers are great because they're all over the place, but you don't get that, type of service. You're just buying a boat from a dealer, and you're one of 1,000 at that dealer for that.
And you don't customize each boat so much that a customer wants exactly what they want when they buy a SeaHunter.
And some of our, models are, 2 years plus out. So we're meeting these people at boat shows and, talking with them for 2 years. Their boat gets put in the mold, and then they're another 4 to 5 months after their boat goes in the mold till they get it. You know, so we're actually with these customers for 2+ years before the boats are even being built.
Build a relationship.
So we're building that trust and that going back and forth on the boat build, making sure they want it. Obviously, in a 2-year time frame, there's a lot of new things that come out. To a certain extent, as long as we didn't order parts and stuff, we can change it up. Do different motor options. But yeah, it's just cool. To see long time and customers just keep coming back and building new boats. It's really fun.
And like you said, if somebody wants to do a sea trial or come test out a boat, they don't usually, since they don't have a dealer and the boat shows, contact Mark and they've got their own marina.
Yeah. So we're really lucky. We have our own marina. It's down in the Florida Keys, SeaHunter Marina. That's where we do all of our used boat sales. That's where we do all of our sea trials, all of our boat deliveries. It's a full service marina. We do everything, like literally from bottom painting to refits to repowers. So again, even if you didn't buy a boat from us and you do have a SeaHunter, you're more than welcome to bring your used boat to us. We can do a full refit, do repower. So we kind of hit all the bases there. For customer service. If you have any questions, you can email us directly. Go to our website, SeaHunterBoats.com. You can contact any of us. We're really good about social media. I'm on social media under Marky Berta. We have Team SeaHunter on there as well. SeaHunter Boats on there. So we have different avenues to get a hold of us to schedule sea trials.
Yeah, I have a lot of social media.
We do a lot of social media. Just it's good to do social media presence because a lot of these people, you're traveling far away to go to like the Fort Lauderdale Boat Show or Miami Boat Show. So they're doing a lot of their prep work and shopping online. So we just try to post as much videos as possible. We're really good about posting like real burn, fuel burn numbers on there, real speed numbers. A lot of things that people post on their website are kind of not true. So we try to
or outdated.
Yeah, or outdated. So we're trying to constantly update everything, through our walkthrough videos. We try to do like a walkthrough Wednesday every Wednesday.
Yep.
We've been slacking a little bit. I apologize on that. We've been super busy, but we try to do a walkthrough Wednesday every Wednesday just on that model that we're doing that boat delivery. So we'll probably do one on this 28. We'll do a walkthrough Wednesday on the 28. But yeah, hope
Mark,
you guys enjoyed everything. I appreciate you guys coming over.
I hope you guys enjoyed this factory tour of SeaHunter Boats. It was really impressive to see just the quality and care that goes into each of these boats. Be sure to like and comment down below. Comment which SeaHunter model you would want. Follow us on our social media pages, and we'll see you next time.